What is up, my fellow heathens and sinners, my fellow atheists and agnostics? This is the Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi. Let's get at it. What's up, guys? It's been a while since I went at my favorite cult bunnies, the Girls of Girl Defined, and I can't let that slide. Not to mention that I'm about to start in on Richard Spencer, the alt-right neo-Nazis, so shit's about to get deep. I want to lighten it up a little bit, have a little fun with my favorite cult bunnies again, and lighten up the channel since we've been getting deep. And it's been a while since I checked in on their channel. I've been talking to Mad Love, who's a small Christian vlogger. I've been talking to that Christian vlogger. I'm trying to take it a lot more seriously, so what better way to take it seriously than to have some fun?
Hey guys, it's Kristen and Bethany here with Girl Defined Ministries, and in today's vlog, we want to offer hope for the single woman longing for marriage.
Hope for the single woman longing for marriage. Yeah, this kind of applies to me.
First question I want to ask you, obviously you're single, but did you ever imagine that you would be 29 and single?
Bethany single? No way, not with those neurotic eyes and that crazy hair and that awful way she has of just speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking.
Definitely not. If you had told me when I was younger that I would be 29 and single, I would have probably cried because I literally would have imagined myself being 29, single, like the oldest, crustiest, like most miserable person. Like nobody would like me. Everyone would feel sorry for me. I'd probably be sitting on a front porch somewhere in a rocking chair, just like everyone feels. Literally, that's the image that would come to my mind, and I just could never imagine it.
Crusty? No. I mean, you do look pretty good.
This girl!
If you like crazy ass eyes boring into your soul, I could see where you'd be attractive. You know, people not liking you, you have a decent personality, and especially in the Christian community, I would probably guess that you do fairly well with your social game. But as for feeling sorry for you, I do kind of feel sorry for you, and it's not anything monetary. You're obviously doing very well for yourself, but I feel sorry for you that you are actually expecting some figure to place this imaginative husband in your path.
Wow. It's really encouraging.
When you should be going out and just mingling with people, meeting people, not limiting yourself to one certain demographic, which would be the Christian community, but opening yourself to all people. If you want to get married and that's your goal, then you should try to achieve that goal. If it's not your goal, then be you, but don't obsess about a God giving you a perfect man. That is never gonna happen.
One of the ways that I personally found hope is just by living these past years of unexpected singleness with purpose and intention. I really think that's one of the things that's offered me the most hope is gaining like an eternal vision for my life and not waiting for the next season to happen. So instead of sitting around and like twiddling my thumbs and going, okay, when is marriage going to happen? When is the marriage going to happen? That's when my life will really begin.
You are totally giving yourself away from a psychological standpoint. While you are saying that you don't do this, you are actually saying that this is exactly what you're doing. You are obsessing about not being married. You are obsessing about being married because you find that to be valuable in your Christian ideology, and the fact that you're not married at the age of 29 is driving you crazy.
Help me to believe this because I don't feel like believing this right now.
And you are giving yourself away with it. I find it kind of funny because you're obviously successful, you're attractive. You could have no problems finding somebody that would suit you if you would just look outside of the circle that you are existing in. You're obviously too strong-minded a person for these sheep that you're trying to attract.
To serve others, to bless others, and I think probably mostly to kind of, I guess, make disciples, like really invest into the next generation. And because of that, it's taken my eyes off of myself and my current season of life and what I don't have, and really has shown me what I do have, that I have a life to give back. I have, God has chosen to wake me up this day, and I can say, yes, I can use this for good and serve him, or I can just whine and mope about.
I mean, there's just really no way to serve something that doesn't exist. And if it does exist, there's no way to serve something that doesn't give a shit about you, this planet, this world, or a single human being on it.
No, that's the quick and short answer.
God, if he exists, has clearly shown that. So for you to be saying that you're going to serve God in your single season, you like to call it a season like it's some long menstrual period, but for you to say that this is an awakening, for you to serve your God and to outreach to young women and tell them that they can be single too, I mean...
I'm right there with you, so just know, like, if I can give you a hug through the camera, I would.
It doesn't make very much sense to me. You should be outreaching to the community that allows men to beat their women in your ideology, because there's a strong segment of the evangelical community that honestly believes that women are subservient to men and that they are allowed to punish their woman for misbehaving if they don't act along the lines of the household. So you should be speaking out against that, using this platform that you have, all of these followers that you have, writing these books that you're writing, for that. I mean, that's just my opinion. Who the hell am I to tell you how to live your life? I'm just saying you seem a bit neurotic, and maybe you'd find happiness if you applied yourself in a different way.
But something that I would encourage you with, these are just small things, but I'm telling you, for me as a single, these have been personally very helpful, so I hope that it's really helpful for you.
So far, you just said a bunch of shit about God, a figure that's going to place some imaginary, fictitious image that I have of a mate in front of me, and all I have to do is be faithful. That hasn't helped me at all.
And this is remembering the faithfulness of God. If we look back over all of history and what we see in scripture, and even in our own lives, just looking and seeing, wow, God has never failed us. He has been faithful, always faithful.
Okay, I've tried to play nice. I do this every time I do a video on these cult bunnies. I try to play nice, but now the gloves have to come off. I mean, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Advice is so good that you're giving, and I wish we could do this for hours. Like,
are you saying that God has never lost faith in us, that he's never disappointed us? And you're making this video after the recent Texas shooting? Those people were in church worshiping said God, and a shooter came in and blew their brains out. And if he didn't blow their brains out while they were on the floor trying to get away, he blew their fucking brains out. Is that not God letting you down? I mean, let's talk about the birth of the atheist movement. It was a city on a seaside, late 1800s, I believe, where the entire city was in church. And guess what happened? A massive earthquake hit out of nowhere. These church buildings came down on hundreds of thousands of people praying and worshiping to said God, and they died. And those that didn't die, guess what happened next? A tsunami hits this city and kills the rest of them. I think God let those people down.
Yeah, that's honestly so good, and not something just for singles, but for marrieds too. Yeah. That in our life, if we can learn to trust in God, that he is a good God, as the Psalms say, that he is good and he does good, that he is faithful, and his timeline may be really different than ours, but he can be trusted. I love that. That's such a good piece of advice.
I mean, do you even comprehend what it is you're saying, what it is you're portraying, what it is you're telling your base of teeny bopper little girls trying to develop into women, what you are telling them? Do you even understand that? You're telling them, don't use your brain. Don't use your ideas of what's right and wrong. Don't use your instinct of who should be in your life and who shouldn't be. Trust in an imaginary figure that's never been there and never done shit for humanity. Ever.
Was that the dumbest intro?
No.
Trust in that figure. Trust in a figure that created a universe, so if it created a universe, it is somehow supposed to find this little speck called Earth in this little speck of a solar system in such a vast universe that this God created and controls, and it's supposed to somehow care about the little ants of a sentient being that has created a civilization on this speck to this figure. You're telling these people that they should put faith in that is going to bring them the perfect person into their lives. Well, guess what? If you actually look at the numbers, that never happens. What ends up happening usually in these situations is a woman finds a man who has completely bought into the bullshit the Bible has told him, completely been morphed into a monster that thinks that this other human being that they are bonding with for the rest of their life is now their property, and that they must do as they say instead of as they will. That is what usually happens in these evangelical ideologies. You don't trust me? Look at the numbers. Look at domestic violence within the evangelical community. Look at sexual molestation within the evangelical community. And you tell me that it is not completely different than normal society.
All of my heart, including my love life, including my singleness, including all of this, I have to trust him with all of my heart, not lean on my own understanding the way I think things should be done, and really trust that through all of that, he will be faithful and he will direct my steps the way that he sees fit. Not the way that I see fit, because I'm like, God, I'm going to trust you, direct my steps this way. And he's like, actually, we're going this way. And I'm like, okay, I need to trust you.
And this is why I see a distinct difference between these girls and people like that Christian vlogger, or even somebody like Mad Love Bro, who I'm going to be going at very soon. Just to combat him a little bit. And even though we've been having conversations and we are getting along and I actually kind of like him, I'm going to go at him because I don't agree with a lot of the things that he says. And that will be coming soon. But how I hold those types of Christians differently from these types of Christians is very apparent. Those types of Christians are actually willing to think outside of the box, not willing to accept every little dogma pushed upon them by a cleric of a religion that is ancient in ideology, and they're going to actually think what is the right thing to do. And those are good people, to where you are just following, or you're promoting that your followers follow. And that is disgusting, because your ideology is not healthy. It's not healthy for secular society. It is doomed to die. You realize that. So the people around you are using your pretty faces to suck in young people, because young people are the easiest to manipulate, the easiest to brainwash into their cult. As always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi. This is The Raging Atheist, and I will forever go at the cult bunnies of Girl Defined. You can believe that. If you like my videos, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share me on your social media, comment in the comment section below. I'll see you soon.